Jeremy Damon Pennick is an American rapper known for his gritty lyricism, vivid storytelling, and distinctive voice, and we know him as Benny the Butcher. He was born on November 27, 1984, in Buffalo, New York. Benny was the second oldest of 8 siblings and raised by a single mother. He grew up in the tough East Side neighborhood, Montana Avenue of Buffalo, which heavily influenced his music and lyrics. Benny started dealing heroin at the age of 14 because of the environment his friends and he were in. Benny is fully aware of his position and everything he has gone through to get to where he is today. Sentenced to prison multiple times and losing his brother Marcello, also known as Machine Gun Black, to gun violence in 2006. Benny was serving time for violating his parole at the time, but he and his cousins would use this tragedy as motivation, and it created a major influence on their music and lyrics. Benny released his first mixtape, Tana Talk, in 2004 with the help of Buffalo record producer DJ Shay. Benny printed 5,000 copies and handed them out for free to gain more fans. Tana Talk 2 would release the following year, and between 2007 and 2013, following the death of his brother, Benny would release 12 mixtapes. But he was in and out of prison because he was still an active drug dealer. In 2014, Benny's cousin Westside Gunn founded Griselda Records. This would allow the two artists, as well as their cousin, Conway the Machine, to release their own projects. This was also a turning point for Benny, as he would start using more in-house production rather than reusing beats and sounds from other artists, as was the trend in the 2000s mixtape era. Benny would also create the Black Soprano family around this time, a collective of rappers that he was affiliated with through the streets and prison. They would release their first self-titled mixtape in 2015, and this would mark the end of his work as Benny, and Benny the Butcher was born. But I will continue to refer to him as simply Benny.
My name was Benny Bravo, like Benny Blanco from the Bronx.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then I dropped the Bravo, and then I just kept Benny. And then years later, I thought of an acronym for Benny, which was Best Ever in New York. You know what I'm saying? And then my name was just Benny. So one time I called myself on a record, I said Benny the Butcher Dog. Really, I'm cooking raw. And then, the fans was calling me Benny the Butcher. And then when I dropped the mixtape in 2018, the end of 2017, I dropped the mixtape, and nobody could find me. They're just like, yo, I can't find you on Spotify, Apple Music. Where's Benny the Butcher at? I'm like, yo, it's Benny.
They typing in Benny the Butcher.
I really had to change my name to Benny the Butcher.
That's
I had to
fire.
change my shit.
No, that's fire.
I had to tell my distributor, like, yo, change that, because they
No,
want Benny
bro, the
to find another
fans
shit.
named you, bro.
They named me real shit.
In 2017, Griselda signed a deal with Eminem's Shady Records. That same year, the Black Soprano family would sign a label deal with Entertainment One Music. Finally, in 2018, Benny would release his debut studio album, Tana Talk 3, produced by legendary beatmaker The Alchemist and in-house producer Derringer. The Tana Talk series was named after the block Benny grew up on, Montana Avenue. The cover of Tana Talk 3 is a painting of his deceased older brother, Machine Gun Black, as a baby, which would be a heavy influence throughout the album, with lyrics being heavily focused on Benny's feelings on the death of his brother. Tana Talk 3 would receive critical acclaim and high praise from music outlets and really catapulted Benny into relevancy. In 2019, Benny would release his second studio album, The Plugs I Met, which included features from prominent lyricists like Black Thought, Pusha T, 38 Special, Jada Kiss, and Conway the Machine. Benny would also sign a management deal with Roc Nation in the same year. Benny would release arguably his best complete album in 2020, Burden of Proof. And the following year, he would sign with Def Jam, which was announced by Snoop Dogg while on the Joe Rogan podcast. However successful he was becoming, Benny still had some incidents in the following years. He was shot in the leg in a Walmart parking lot during an attempted robbery in Houston in 2020. He was forced to cancel a concert at Detroit's St. Andrews Hall, legendary venue in my opinion, after he was hospitalized with asthma. Finally, he was in a 2-year feud with Indiana rapper Freddie Gibbs. The two rappers would trade insults on social media for months until it became physical. Freddie was jumped, beat, and had his chain snatched during the brawl while on a date at a dinosaur barbecue in Buffalo, New York. Benny would confirm his involvement in the fight by posting pictures of the chain on social media. However, Freddie would go on to perform a concert while visibly swollen in the face and bruised from the brawl. The two rappers would eventually move on from the beef, but sadly, we will probably never get another track with the two rappers on it.